Well, hello again, Obscure Mic people. Get that up a little bit. It's me, it's your homeboy, it's Mr. Bark. Mr. Bark, that's the lamest name I've ever given myself. Anyways, today I have the TechZone Stellar X2 Vintage. Stellar X2 Vintage. Got it mounted in the old InnoGear shock mount, jack of all trades shock mount. Like I said, TechZone did send this over to me for the sake of my honest opinion and review. And I've seen some good things about this microphone. Bandrew has had it on his channel. Congratulations, Bandrew, on getting back into podcastage. That was one of the scarier moments of my life. Maybe that's exaggerating a tad bit, but not really. Anyways, the TechZone Stellar X2. Let me show you what all it comes with, and for the sake of knowing, starting the video out on the Avlex AVS77 because I am a big fan of this microphone. I've been using it on my Stuck in My Generation podcast and Topic Request Live podcast. You can check those out by going to Backrow Studio on YouTube, link, or listening on a podcast platform. Without further ado, cheap plug, I know. Box, or case. Not a bad case. Pretty good case. Got some stuff about the Stellar X2 here. Maybe I can get that all nice and zoomed in for you. You want to pause the video, zoom in, all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the heck out of that. It's got a fairly flat frequency response until about 3K. It starts to get a little 2 to 4 decibel boost there. Rounds out, starts coming back down at about 6K. Got a U47 style capsule in it. And I've heard good things. Comes with a shock mount. Now, this may look like one of those cheapy shock mounts, but it's not. It's actually heavier metal. The prongs on it are a lot heavier than the ones that come with the BM800 kits. And the bands, these are like rubber, almost like Rycote bands. These aren't cheap nylon strings. This is solid. This is much better than what you get in those kits. And a windscreen. Now, I'm not using the shock mount. I'm using the InnoGear just because I just do. I like the InnoGear, and I appreciate this. It's a better quality shock mount, but I like my InnoGear. You also get some documentation here and a little storage pouch. Whole 9 yards from TechZone on this one. I think it's a well put together package. I believe the microphone retails for $249. I could be off a little bit there. I was off just a tiny bit. $269 on Amazon. Link below. It is an affiliate link. It does help Obscure Mics keep on keeping on. Let's go ahead and get the Avlex AVS77. No processing enabled on this, by the way. Let's get this out of the picture and get on to the Stellar X2 Vintage. Pretty pumped because I have a feeling it's going to sound pretty good on my voice. Hopefully not better than the Avlex. I love my Avlex. And there we have it. The TechZone Stellar X2 Vintage now in front of my mouth and ready to rock and roll. So yeah, this is one of the nicer mics I've had on the channel as far as like price point goes and reviews go. A lot of folks really like this microphone, and right off the rip, I think it sounds pretty solid on my voice. I feel like the Avlex AVS77 definitely has more of that broadcast sound, which is what I use for podcasts, but I'll tell you what, some of the vocals I lay down, and yes, I do have a handful of songs out there. They're on my self-titled channel. The channel name is Bark. I'll link that in the description too, if you want to hear some of the ridiculous, just out of stupid stuff that I do, but I have a good time doing it. So voiceover and music, I might lean towards this. Podcasting, the Avlex so far, but man, this is nice and smooth and rich on my voice. I'm kind of digging it. Let's go ahead and throw this through the riggers with a Plosives Test first. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. I should just go pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. That'd be easier. Be less to remember. Because, you know, The line I've been saying for 2 years is tough to remember. Let's go ahead and do some off-axis rejection with the Stellar X2 Vintage. I do like the sound of this on my voice. Dag on it. Thanks, TechZone, for sending this over. 90 degrees. 180 degrees. 90 degrees on the TechZone Stellar X2 Vintage. It's a mouthful. Back around to the front of the microphone. And let me say something real quick. I think that the fact that people thought the back of the box says U47 style capsule. I think people take that and they're like, okay, they're claiming to be as good as a Neumann microphone. Kind of unfair to judge it based on that, because obviously, it's not a Neumann microphone. Neumann microphones cost a ton. But this could be a pretty solid alternative to a Neumann microphone, because it is nice. This sounds good, folks. This sounds really good. This is, I'm digging this a lot. I like my low end. I like my rich, dark sound. This has got it, man. This has got it. Let's go ahead and do a background keyboard rejection test. I'm talking while I type, and I'm typing while I talk. Oh, yeah. Let's get right on top of it. When you get right on top of this, I just melted a little bit. When you get right on top of the TechZone Stellar X2 Vintage, this is the sound you're going to receive in your ear holes when you're right on top of the Stellar X2 Vintage. I do love that proximity effect. It's not boomy. It's not too bassy. It just sounds good. I'm sure you're picking up some mouth clicks. I'm terrible with mouth clicks. I apologize, folks. I really do. The best thing you can do is not listen with headphones. You don't hear that out of many mic reviewer guys, do you? Don't put on headphones. Play it on your smartphone speakers. You won't hear my annoying mouth clicks. I wish I could take this and stick it in I could put this in an end-address microphone and just kind of change the format, but I don't want to. It's too expensive. I know $269 is not a lot. It's actually a really good price for this sound. Seriously. Great job, TechZone. Seriously. I'm kind of, I heard this on Bandrew's voice, and I've heard this on some other voices, and I thought it sounded really good, but I hear it in my headphones when I'm talking, and I am just a tad bit blown away that I can get this kind of sound for $269. I haven't even turned processing on yet. I have not even turned processing on yet. Before I turn processing on, let's put on the provided windscreen. Now we've got the provided windscreen on, and this is what it sounds like with the windscreen. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle pineapple pizza. Does a pretty good job. Good windscreen. I feel like you can tell the quality of a windscreen if you hold it under light, and if you get that kind of sparkle, that's a solid material. If it's real soft and plushy and doesn't have that almost Brillo-like sparkle, I feel like it doesn't do quite as good a job. Could be wrong. That's just my thoughts. Let's go ahead and throw some processing on this microphone. Processing on, compression, de-esser, big bottom. I love you, microphone. And I will always love you. Oh, and I will always love you. I should be ashamed of myself, yet I'm not. Yet I'm not. Rest in peace, Whitney. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that stuff. The cross thing. It should be easier, but I'm just... Rest in peace, Whitney. All right. Stellar X2 Vintage. Green light. Green light all day. Easy decision. It just sounds good. It just sounds really, really good. And honest to God, I think it sounds perfectly good with the processing off, which I just turned the processing off. Still sounds good. This may never leave my mic locker. The price for what you get is just too solid. Just too solid. It's just too good. This might be a comparison mic. We might have to do the whole $200 to $400 mics compared to the X2 Vintage. I think it sounds that good. Thank you for sending it to me. Thank you for watching. If you like this mic and you want to check it out or grab it, please get it from the Amazon affiliate link, as it helps keep Obscure Mics going, just like the memberships you can join by hitting join right beside the subscribe button. Cheap plugs all day. Just begging for pennies. Begging for pennies. Yeah. This one's staying in my mic locker. Digging this one. Might start a voiceover career. I might decide to become the booth junkie with the smooth voice. Wonder if I should do movie trailers. On a cold Labor Day, Dominic Toretto and The Rock, whose name I can't... Hobbs. Dominic and Hobbs battle Michael Strahan, Jason Statham. Okay, so I'm not going to do movie trailers. That's not going to work out. Don't feed them after midnight. On Ferris Bueller's day off, he gets into trouble. Captain America fights his best friend, Bucky. Ant-Man versus Wasp Man. Sorry. I just sometimes apparently like to hear myself talk. Apparently I'm that kind of pretentious bastard. Thankfully, some of you like to hear me talk as well. Makes me happy. Stellar. X2 Vintage. I highly approve. I'd like to know what you think in the comments down below. Let's get this microphone out of here and move on to the next Obscure Mics. Peace out.